Spelman College, this is an all-women's college in Atlanta, Georgia, just received a donation for $100 million. That is the largest donation in HBCU history. Very important. That's big dog stuff. I love seeing stuff like that. The donation was made by what they call Ronda Stryker and her husband, William Johnston. Now, shout out to them. These are white people out of Michigan. And shout out to them. Ronda Stryker is actually on the board of trustees, or she's on the board at Spelman. So she's been working with Spelman for a long time. They just gave Spelman like $30 million a few years ago too. So this is a continued thing that they do. I do want to say it's interesting that, you know, all these headlines are like, yeah, this couple gave this money to Spelman, right? It's funny to me because Ronda Stryker is, okay, this couple thing, that man doesn't have the money to make these donations. Let's just put it like that, right? She's like the cash cow. This man has been able to do what he had to do as a man to support his woman and jump on what she had going on. This woman is worth $7.4 billion. This man is worth, still rich, $17 million. You understand what I'm saying? Like the orders of magnitude. He couldn't afford to give the type of donations that Ronda Stryker is giving out would deplete all of his assets and resources. Okay, so she's giving this money away, like 30 million here, 100 million there, 100 million here. This is the type of people she come from. Ronda Stryker is the granddaughter of Homer Stryker. Homer Stryker started the medical technology company Stryker Corporation almost 100 years, 80 years ago. Right? It didn't have that name at first, but they changed it to Stryker Corporation, right? So she's an heiress to a mega company. The company is worth like $190 billion. Like this is a Fortune 500 company, and she's part of it. She's on the board there too. She's worth $7 billion. Her sister is worth $3 billion. Her brother's worth $4 billion. Like that's who these people are. Shout out to William Johnston. You do your thing. You make $4 million a year. That's great money. That's amazing money. Doing your thing that you do over at Greenleaf Capital or Wealth Management. You know, you do your thing, right? You doing some construction projects. All good. Shout out to you, my man. Well, that money is coming from Ronda Stryker's people. Let's be real here. $100 million. They just gave $100 million to another school to build a medical school at Western Michigan. Like she's giving out. She has money to just give out like that because she's a mega. She's $7 billion up. Some estimates, Fortune, I think. So that's the Forbes estimate. I think Fortune had her at $9 billion. You see what I'm saying? She's a mogul. She's a business mogul. She's been on the board I think they said she's been on the Spelman board since 97 or something like that. So this lady, Spelman, it's crazy. It makes sense how Spelman has been able to keep that prestige through all of these years of HBCUs struggling to just do everything. HBCUs have been struggling with funding and all this. So I didn't know they had a billionaire like that on their board all this time. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to them, man. You know, Spelman has been the jewel of white women in philanthropy for many years. You know, that's how they got their name. They decided to name the school after one of their donors from 100 years ago. I forget her, John Rockefeller's wife. I can't think of her first name. But her maiden name is Spelman. And she comes from a rich family, just like the Rockefellers are rich. Like the Spelman family is a rich family also. So they named it after this white woman, but it's because of the money that she and her husband, John D. Rockefeller, were given to the school. And now this might be some wild conspiracy theories. I was reading a lot of, I went down a rabbit hole about John Rockefeller and his wife, Miss Spelman, right? There's theories deep in the rabbit hole that say that Spelman lady was actually a black woman passing as white. Like they say she was actually, as a kid, like her real parents, whatever happened to them, she was raised by the Spelman family. They changed their name and all that type of stuff. But by blood, I don't think she was a Spelman. Now, like I said, I was in a deep rabbit hole. They saying that she was a black baby, but she was so light that she could pass for white. So she got adopted by this white family. And they raised her up and she was just a Spelman. And then that's why she was so hardcore about her philanthropy to black people. Like I don't know if this is facts. I'm just telling you, I was deep in the reading of this story, and that's what I found. There's people that think that she was black. Okay? I don't know if it's true. I'm just telling you. I've seen it. I've read it. I'm just giving y'all what I read. So anyway, shout out to Spelman for getting that money. Shout out to Ronda Stryker. Shout out to the Stryker Corporation. Shout out to Ronda and William Johnston's, philanthropy that they do. They give out a lot of money. I'm saying they in quotations because that's her money. You know what I'm saying? Hey, man, if you can get with a person that's part of a family like that, man or woman, make that move, man. A lot of people just look at women like they want to marry in the money. Men want to marry in the money too. You understand? Nobody want to be with a woman that don't have no type of, I'm not to say nobody, but it would be extremely beneficial if you could find a woman spouse that comes from that type of legacy. Because not only just the money part of it, you're about to get into a situation where you're about to learn so much about business that this information you'll never find on the internet. This is information you won't find anywhere except in those family meetings. You see what I'm saying? So shout out to him for doing a Euro step into that family's legacy. You know what I'm saying? Now it's the billionaire couple that's giving out $100 million. It's not a billionaire couple. That's a billionaire with her husband giving out $100 million. But, shout out to them. I'm not going to knock them. It sound like I'm hating, honestly, but I'm really not. I'm just saying that, that's her money,